Welcome to today's video, and also welcome into my studio. In the lesson today, I'm going to talk about combining the sea and the sky. I'm a big cloud painter and I love painting those skies, but the ocean remains very near and dear to my heart. I lived at the ocean when I was young and spent many hours there. Actually, my painting career started at the ocean. So today's lesson is about that very thing, uniting my love for the sky and my love for the sea and what that brings about. And this is a sunset painting. This painting is from the Pacific one October evening. It was glorious. And there's so much sentimental value to this piece of work that takes me back to my youthful days. I spent many hours as a young adult, teenager, and I began painting in this very place at the Pacific Ocean, and this is actually in Oceanside, California. So this is very deeply personal to me. It's where I began learning to paint seascapes over 50 years ago. And now all these years later, I find myself weaving my long-standing love of skies and clouds back into my ocean paintings. Speaking of where I'm from, if you don't know who I am Linda Glover Gooch, and I am a painter, I am a teacher, I am the creator of masterfulpainting.com, where I have online courses. I also have Teaching Tuesday emails that go out that share lessons with you, blogs, videos, tips, images, all kinds of things about sketching, painting, supplies, anything to help you on your journey. So in this painting I'm going to share with you, it's titled Where My Heart Lies. It is inspired by an unforgettable evening at the Pacific during October. Not only, I hope, is a lesson in this painting to you, but also inspiration to think about beyond the painting and where it takes you. So this painting went and it turned into a love story, and it truly touched my heart. So that whole story behind this painting is in my blog. So I hope that you'll take a minute to go back and read the blog about it. It was an amazing story where this painting went. Of course, the painting is near and dear to my heart. It's why I titled it Where My Heart Lies. So the couple who bought it and their love story was so inspiring, so touching to me. And I got to meet them, and now I've become good friends with them. They're wonderful collectors and good friends. And it's just so awesome when you have a painting that means something to you, deeply, emotionally, soulfully, all those things, that you get to see where it goes and it lives in a beautiful home with a beautiful love story. So, all right, my friend, let's go watch this video, and I hope it inspires you. Enjoy. As I start most of my sunsets, I prefer to start with that very lightest spot, which is typically the sun spot. I want to establish the excitement. And for this scene, that light pouring down into the water, that was what this was mostly about, that dramatic, beautiful light effect. And so I started with white and some lemon yellows and cad yellow medium, and then I go into some peach tones with a little bit of a cad orange and a little bit of cad red light, though we are staying very, very pale at this point in time. And I'm just working on getting the puzzle pieces of these light elements up there. All the same value, just different paint mixtures. Keeping it fairly straight along the horizon line of that ocean. And then as I get out further away from that sun, I'm intensifying a little bit of my orange tone towards the edges, just a little less white. And again, bringing it up I'm just trying to get the feeling that I want. There's no real formula to this, just working your way through it. I had done a slight wash over that drawing that was done with vine charcoal, and I did put a fixative on it before I came over it with that light warm wash that I did let dry before I started painting on it. Just keep moving through it, trying to get the feeling of that bright sunspot. If you are interested in learning more about sunsets, I'll leave a link to a free outline below this video that has information on about 5 elements that I really think about when I'm painting sunsets. So look for that link below this video and grab that free outline. I think you'll find it helpful. You're just coming along this journey with me as I'm mixing up more warm values that are going to work up into that sky. I wish there was a fast way to do this, but there is not. It is just putting in the time. Now you can see I pushed forward a little bit to help get you further in this video as well. And I'm going into some very rosy tones and then up into the blues of those clouds and sky area up above. There's a lot of blending that takes place between all of these different mixtures. The values are darker up top, and I've really got to get that soft blend. I even want the edge of that sun setting up into those colors, or I guess the proper word is bouncing up into those elements above the sun. I really want that to be soft as well. You know, I have a lot of ocean down below this sky, and you do have to make a decision of what is your painting about. And like I said earlier in the video, for me, this pouring gold light down into the water was really what this is about, just that beautiful pouring light. So I just am going to work my way through bits of this sky, and then I'm going to start jumping down and dragging some of that into the ocean. Knowing where to start with it, I just want to really work up some of the same colors that I have up in the sky, but I want to, reserve those spots where that really bright light's going to drip down. It's sort of like raining gold. It is much of a mirror image when you get down into the water. There will be different values, and of course the ocean is going to have some darker blues than the sky will carry, but I'm getting that horizon line on out there. I wish maybe I could have gone easier on myself and laid blue tape up there, because I did have to really work on that straight horizon line. And after I started painting, I thought, oh, I should have put some painter's tape, but I didn't. So, you just keep moving along. And you can see I'm bouncing from sky to ocean, sky to ocean. In a sense, it's kind of nice to get different parts of the painting going. It does help me not get maybe frustrated or bored or feel like this isn't looking right. All those elements that we fight when we're painting scenes. Bouncing back and forth gives me a little bit more of that rest, so to speak. You can see I poured some of the yellow light down the very middle of the ocean. So just to remind me, this is where it's happening, that beautiful raining light into the water. Lots of softening along those edges. I realize that there's a lot of what I'm saying is repeating, lots of softening, but it is just what it's about. Edge work. Edge work is vitally important. Now, you know, my blues of the darks of the clouds and down into the water really all started with my air color, which if you've studied with me, you know what my air color is. It's white, ultramarine blue deep, and cad red light. I have a video that I'll link to below this video that will take you to see that mixture exactly, how I mix it up on the palette. But that was basically what started it. And there's a lot of hours in what I'm doing here. I've obviously time-lapsed this. But again, it's all about working the elements together. And now I'm going to jump down and try to start carrying a little bit of the water down further, and I want to tackle that sand as soon as possible. Keeping the idea of that raining gold, that light falling into the ocean, I stay with that, you know, and things are going to look a little wacky in your paintings as you work on them. You just have to work your way through it and stay with it. And when things don't look right, then, you know, wipe off a little bit. You saw me wipe something off over there on the left a second ago. Obviously, I wasn't happy with that, and I pulled it back out. Maybe I had too much paint. I wanted to go darker. As you can see, I'm throwing a darker tone up there. I was a little too light to start. So just following suit of the same mixtures as what's in the sky, bringing them down. You know, I'm not like a slave to that either. Let yourself be creative. I've told my students over and over again that you're not married to your photographs. So let's just watch this develop. Now you can see at this point I'm bringing some of that sky blue to reflect into the wet sand down below. Thinking about how I want that reflection of the wet sand. I don't find those things easy, I'll be honest with you. I spend a great deal of time trying to figure it out. And I'll tell you, if you paint something in and it doesn't work, then you take it out, you paint over it, and you keep experimenting. A lot of times you'll watch time lapses and look, all of a sudden, wow, look where I am now. Well, there was a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, my friend, that took place between the few seconds that you just saw to this point. I had to really work through some elements and get it to look like it was flat-lying sand with maybe a little bit of water. And now I'm really playing with some of that very thick frosting that I just love to apply. And I put it on, and then I'll take a smaller brush and, you know, soften edges of it. But as I was saying, you know, many time lapses we see a person start a painting and then bam, they're about halfway through, and then all of a sudden there's this gorgeous finished painting. Well, there was an awful lot of hours that went into that, and there's an awful lot of hours that have gone into this as well. But you know, if you watched the whole thing, you'd probably fall asleep. I'm sure there was many times through this that I wanted to take a nap. But that's why you see all those cups of coffee in some of the paintings with that I have on the easel, I play up my whole matching coffee cup, because sometimes it takes me a whole lot of coffee to get through a painting. So if you're struggling, what am I saying? If you're struggling with some of your work, well, just know you are not alone. We all go through this. And here I am again, pulling back in reflections, trying to get this, where do I want it? I hope that you're finding this helpful, inspiring. I want to inspire you. I want to encourage you to stay at the easel, keep pursuing. But my friend, paint what you love. Paint what's in your heart. Like this painting is titled Where My Heart Lies. I love to paint these scenes. I love the ocean, but it was very close to my heart, this specific location. And that's what you want to reach for. Paint what really matters to you, and you'll find a whole lot more satisfaction. All right, my friend. Coming to a close. Thanks for watching. Remember, I have some outlines below to help you on your journey. Check those out below the video. I want to thank you for watching. Share this video with somebody you think might enjoy it. Make sure you subscribe so you hear from me when I upload a new video for you. It's always there to encourage you and to help you on your creative journey. I do get questions about some of my equipment, and this is where I use a laptop and I mirror my image up to a 44-inch Sony TV. If you would like to learn more about painting sunsets, I do have a free outline about the top 5 key elements to remember, some directions to help getting you started on painting sunsets. I will leave the link to that down below this video. Download that outline and start painting sunsets. You'll find the more you do sunsets, you'll find your pathway. There's no one rule. There's many different ways to create sunsets. So I'm just showing you the direction that I typically go. So if you want that free outline, check it out in the description below and get to the easel and paint some sunsets. Okay, my friend, I hope that you enjoyed that video, and I hope that you found it inspirational. I hope that you found it educational, all of those things. My goal is to inspire you, to help you on this journey, and just keep you moving. You know, that's the key to developing your work, is staying at the easel, keep practicing, and don't be too hard on yourself. Painting is a lifelong journey, and I continually tell my students to go easy on themselves, one step at a time. And with practice, your skill does increase, and you will see better paintings in the long run. All right, my friend, thanks again for watching. I appreciate you. See you in the next video lesson.